Hi guys. How do you learn? How do you retain that information in your noggin as an apprentice? Because there's a great deal of theory behind it. G'day guys, Chris here, Midlife Carpentry. Just today I wanted to talk about some of the theory aspects of your apprenticeship. Like as an apprentice, you will do a lot of practical stuff. That's the whole idea of, I suppose, an apprenticeship that goes over 4 years. You'll do practical stuff. So you'll be learning hands-on, gaining hands-on experience and all that sort of thing. So there's different ways of learning and stuff. So we'll go into that one a little bit later on, which is more of the hands-on stuff. But the theory side of it, how does it work as an apprentice in Australia anyway? I don't know whether it's different to state, but yeah, and it might be slightly different from trade to trade as well. So, but the system that I'm using at the moment, the system that I've got is basically, I've got a learning resource book. So basically it's a printout with a stack of information in it. So today I'm going through construct wall frames, which is pretty, I'm really excited about getting stuck into this one. It'll be good. And then you've got construct wall frames test. So you've actually got an assessment of stuff that you need to go through as well. So there's all sorts of stuff like questions and answers and stuff in here. You find a lot of it repeats as well. So they relate back to other modules and stuff too. So they sneak in other sneaky questions. Yeah, that's how my training organization is actually doing it. There is rumours, I know other guys do things online more so. I mean, you can get the PDF sent to you online, so you can actually do it from a computer, so you can read through it. But me, being the person I am, I just prefer to read physical bits of paper and lines and words on white paper. I can't handle reading lots on screens. I go okay, but yeah, I find it easier. But the good thing about the PDF is you can actually search words, keywords, which helps you with the assessment. But anyway, that's cheating, isn't it? Really, you should have all the knowledge in your head. Yeah, so that's one way of doing it with the learning resource and the assessment and stuff like that. I know there's other ones where it's all electronic, so you've got your own little profile set up. You've got your own set of assessments and stuff. You do it all online. You might be watching videos, things like that as well, and then doing assessments after it or whatever. But yeah, that's another way to do it. The other aspect is the TAFE block. So in Australia, we've got a thing called TAFE, which is basically it's a training group or training organization where you can actually spend like up to 6 weeks per year, I think it is on average, where you just do a block. So it's a full study block. So the unfortunate side of that is, of course, is if you're at TAFE, you're not at work. So you're out of action for that 6 weeks. So that means your employer has to pay you still, and you're not actually doing anything on site or anything for them. So which it's good in a sense because you're focused on studying and you're working with your peers and other people in the same situation, but you do lose out on site time, if that kind of makes sense. Whereas this is sort of study at your own pace. So I do this when I can. Sometimes the boss gives us a training day, so we've got another apprentice that there is within our company, and him and I normally sit down and we go through and we do a bit of a study session and stuff, and that happens every now and then. So, which is good. It helps us get ahead and keep ahead of the modules, and helps us to feed off each other, learning too. But yeah, that's the theory side of it. So you've got that, and then step into your logbook. So then every apprentice will have a separate logbook, and these are your modules that get signed off. They're still done electronically and everything, like it's all done through the background. It's got to be sent off to approvals to see multiple people and that. But this is your personal copy, so look after it. It was basically like that, where it's just stapled together, but I've bound it up, I put a nice plastic cover on it, and I keep it in this big clipboard. These are awesome, these Tactics clipboards. Maybe a good tool shout out, Tactics clipboard. Yeah. Very chunky, fairly well waterproof, definitely dust proof and stuff like that as well. But yeah, that's where I keep that in with me, and I always keep that behind the seat in the car on me at all times. Yeah, but yeah, that's the theory side of it, guys. How do you as an apprentice? How do you learn as an apprentice? I can sit here and read notes and stuff like that, and if I've got a genuine interest in it, I might retain it. But otherwise, it'll be a fact of me learning hands-on. I've got to do it. That's the type of person I am. I physically have to go and do a job to understand it and comprehend it and get it in the old noggin. Righto guys, I'm going to finish up here. I'm going to go probably do that door lock and stuff, and see if I can do a bit of education on installing a little doorknob or something for you. See if that can help you out. That might be good learning too, watching videos on YouTube on Midlife Carpentry, of all places. It's a first year apprentice view though, so just remember that. All right guys, we'll talk soon. Guys, here we go for the doorknob install of 2022 by Chris at Midlife Carpentry. Right, I'm just getting some tools ready. I've got a hole saw set, drills, spade bit set, impact driver, chisel set, and my standard tool belt. Okay, this door was existing, so I'm just trying to line up the doorknob to suit, so it's nice and tidy and works well with the deadbolt that's already there. Just trying to find my squares, 60mm back set, that's how I'm working it guys, just to make sure that that's the right centers. And as you'll find later on, this height that I had set for this doorknob was actually incorrect. It should have been probably another 50 odd mil lower. Good times. I like to pilot hole both sides of the door, okay, just to help me out to keep things nice and straight. I am still learning, of course, so I take that just before the 54mm hole saw goes through, one on one side and go on the other as well. Now this is a spade bit, so I'm just double checking the spade bit was the correct size. 25mm is pretty standard, 24mm I think is ideal as per manufacturer's recommendations. Finding center here by diagonally going to the 40mm, then finding 20 both sides just to confirm. And the spade bit lined up straight as I can and drill away. As you'll notice, that hole is slightly off center, heading towards outside the door. Something I'm trying to learn is to clean up as I go. Try and keep my tools organised and keep things tidy as I work through the job, as opposed to waiting for the big mess cleanup at the end. The old wedgie going underneath the door to keep it nice and sturdy so it's not going to go anywhere. I think wedgies are handy, they come in really handy. I'm just going to recess in the, what would you call it, the latch. I secure it into place with 2 screws first, and then I go around and cut the outer edge, just to confirm that I've got exactly the size that I need to have. Be careful doing this, obviously this is a sharp knife, and any slippage can either cut the door or your fingers. Remove the latch and chisel away. As you can see, there's putty in this door already, so yeah, it has had a few goes at being installed on. Just double checking it fits in nice. It's still a little bit tight, still proud, so I'll just hit it with the hammer a little bit as you knock it in. You can see the recesses from the divots on the actual latch itself. Makes a good guide for you to know how much you need to take off, just that little bit extra to get it to sit flush. Double check operation, and now we head into installing the door handle itself. Just double checking that lines up. This is the point I realised I had a pickle. But I kept moving forward with the door and knob install because I knew that had to be done either way. All I did with that little situation there to help mark out where it was, using a lead pencil, mark out on your latch and rub your latch up against the door, and it leaves a small mark for you to line up where your latch and striker plate need to be. Took the time to line up with my deadbolt as well to make sure that my latch and deadbolt were lining up in the same line. Same situation again, screwed on the striker plate first, backwards. Did the outline to chisel out to make sure it sits nice and flush on the door frame. As one would assume, if the doorknob had been, if the door itself had been puttied up, the door frame is likely to have been puttied up, which was the case here as well. I have no doubt there's easier ways to do all this sort of stuff, using trim routers, etc., better drills, different techniques and stuff are there, but this is the way I've done it for a little while. It seems to work for me, it does the job, and over time no doubt I'll probably develop that again and make it more efficient and quicker, especially if I'm doing a few of these, which may end up happening eventually in my career. I actually have an issue with the lining up of the screw holes here, so I've actually kicked the screw to one particular side just to help it line up a bit better. This is the pickle that arises. Righto guys, well, as you can see, some of you may have seen, I did myself a mischief. Hindsight and forethought are a wonderful thing, and it's something that you learn as an apprentice over time, and I guess that's why tradesmen are a little bit more superior, because they've had that forethought, they understand that. So I've gone to put my doorknob in and completely forgot the fact that I had a handle to compete against on the security screen. So I couldn't close my security screen when the doorknob was on, so it didn't work out very well at all. But enter a new amazing product. This is a door latch from Lane. Okay, they've actually just released these, I've noticed. They actually work on a magnetic tab inside the striker plate. It does rely on you being spot on with it though. So opens up like that, lever action, closes, beautiful. And the good thing is it gave us clearance for me to close my screen door as well. Winning. So that was a bit of a true saver. It's adaptable to your standard 54mm holes and your 25mm insert holes as well. So yeah, got out of that one fairly good. What little mistakes have you made in the past that you had to find a way to get out of, or find a way to resolve the situation? It's something that happens a lot, especially as an apprentice. But I think I know this now. In the back of my mind, I'll always have that little bit of forethought about it. Like when I'm installing a doorknob, am I going to have enough clearance to the other door that's involved in the situation? So, all right, guys. Yeah, pretty lucky there. Righto guys, so that just about does it. That does it for me this week. Tool shout out though. I'm going to put forward the humble drill. Okay, now not just the drill side of it, but the fact that you've got the drill driver and the hammers out there, and that's what this one is. So you've got the three options where you can go your drill, your screwdriver, or your hammer drill. Now the reason why I prefer that trio, okay, so that door install I just did, technically I could have used a drill for the whole thing. I didn't need an impact driver. If I wanted to use it, I'd swap out the screwdriver for it, and away you go. So that's the driver bit, plenty of settings on it, you can adjust that. But the hammer drill comes in handy, so especially if you're talking smaller stuff. So if you're just trying to put in small 6mm or 5mm plugs and stuff in a red brick house like ours at the moment, it's a lot easier to do it, pick up your standard driver and away you go, like your drill driver. So yeah, that's my little shout out this week. The drill driver, this is the Makita, the HP 001G 40 volt. bad boy. So yep, definitely do enjoy utilizing this little drill, and it's a nice drill too, just in general for drilling and everything. So yeah. So yeah, that's it for this week. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I always appreciate it. Hit a like, hit a subscribe. It'd be good to keep you all informed on what's happening here. I'm in the back room, our little garage here at the moment. It's a lot tidier than it was before. So just behind you, I think you saw some footage where the blower and the brush cutter and stuff were sitting, so they're just up in this way to give you orientation. But it's a great little room. It's been converted. There's a bit of damage and stuff for water down the bottom. So there's work to do up on the roof. So there's all these little things I'll take you on a journey for too. So this week at work, I think we're pretty involved with some windows. We've got some window installs to do, all going well. Fingers crossed the weather stays away. Try and get some footage of that, get that back to you guys just to see what we're doing there, because I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be quite interesting. And yeah, that just about does me. I have got this little deck job coming up too, just with stairs and stuff, so I might include that. But next week we might talk roofs. Let's reach some new heights. All right, guys. Build on legends. Have a great week. Smash it out and enjoy. See you guys. Bye.